This is day 6 of our Power BI class, and today promises to be much exciting because we have been making progress. I hope I assume that you have been watching the videos and be practicing accordingly in order to become proficient in the use of Power BI tool. Today we are going to digress a little bit from the Adventure Works database that is used from SQL Server. We're going to look at another exciting data we're going to use for data visualization and a lot of insight, and that is Coca-Cola sales data. After we have done this, next class we'll take our time to look at another form of data. We'll go back to the sample data that was provided in the Power BI and see what we can make out of it. Then we now continue from where we are supposed to be. So today we are going to look at an interactive data dashboard. We are going to create an interactive dashboard using Power BI, and we're going to use Coca-Cola as our source of data. So we'll go to our front page and we click on get started, and of course we're going to be using import from our SQL. So it's only going to pick data from Excel. So we see Coca-Cola financial data set. We click on it and we open it into our Power BI environment. Yes, it has opened. So have a Coca-Cola financial data set. So you can view it by clicking on this this part of the data for preview. You can see what it contains: retailer's ID, invoice date, region, state, city, beverage brand, days to deliver, delivery company, price per unit, unit sold, total sale, operating profit, and operating margin. So these are the data that are there. So we click on it. That's exactly what we want. And always when we open this, we have option of loading and transforming data. And because it's a Coca-Cola company, we assume that a lot of work must have entered into it. So we'll go ahead. If it's data you are not sure of, always go for transform data. But for this particular data, we are sure of it. So we'll go straight to loading and we'll click on load. So when we have clicked on load, the data will load. So wait for it to load the data for us. 3,744 rows we are loaded, and pay attention to this side. It has been brought into the system, so we're good to go. So we'll go again and look at our table view that we just saw when we previewed. You can always look at it again to be sure that nothing has changed, and of course everything is intact as we saw it there. So we'll move away from there. We'll open up our sheet to see what we have: beverage, city, days to deliver, amongst others. Okay, so everything is intact. So we'll go back to our report view. So we're going to start. Remember, what we're doing is an interactive or a dynamic data dashboard, a dashboard that can change as data are entering or a particular requirement is done. So this data have ability to ask questions and get answers. So Coca-Cola data set is what we are going to do. So we have imported our data. And we have brought it into the system. So we're going to start. So the first thing we're going to do is to bring in a header for our work. So how do we do that? We go to insert, and when we click on insert will come up with different things that we may insert. So we'll click on the shape. So on the shape, we click on this square and we'll drag it to fit the space that we want. We can also put it to shape as we want it. Okay, so once we have done that, we can now put to the color that maybe sweet more than this. This color is good, but I also like to have color that is somehow customized. So we go to format. When we go to format, we go to style. Click on the style. When you click on the style, we go to the color and then click on the color and just go to more and type in the color that you think. Like in my case, I like 073 673 dark blue color. And then having done that, you see it is getting a kind of a sweeter shape. We now go back again to our formatting. We look at the go back again to the style and look at it again a second time. We can bring it down, then we'll add shadow to it. We like it to have some level of shadow. Then we can also write up text. So open up the text and we give it a name. We can call it Coca-Cola 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 says dashboard as a name. And of course, you can see that the the title is very small. So Coca-Cola says dashboard. So we can also make it to be bolder, and you can also increase the font size. This is 10. You can increase it to 30, for instance, to become bigger. Then you can see do one or two things. Reduce it a bit. Okay. So we also, now as we're working, we'll be formatting to be making our work well. So use it to learn how to format your work. So we will take it to the extreme left, but also you see that there's no space here, so we need to reduce the tightening up. So we'll come to the padding. We want to pad by the left hand side, so we can just maybe make it to be 50 to give it some space from the work. So after we have padded that, we added title to our work. We can also go up and look at our border and remove the border, so it doesn't have to have any border. So after we have done this, we can now go ahead and copy this. Just do Ctrl C and Ctrl V and bring it out as a second and resize it. Can resize it a little bit smaller than the first one. Then we reduce it. Okay, copy again, Ctrl V, and bring it here. Okay, so we'll continue to look at our work. We have done a lot of things already, so we're also going to change this test, but we'll do that later. Let's continue. So we said we want to have an interactive dashboard, and that dashboard should have question and answer. So for you to develop a dashboard that is interactive, that have question and answer, you come over to your visualization space. You go to this that has question and answer. You click on it, but before you click, make sure that there's no highlighting of any work here. So when you click on your question and answer, it will come over here. So it has some ideas here. You shift it and you resize it. Bring it down a bit so that you can see what is written inside. So after you have done this, see, this is the question and answer. For instance, you say count of city. What is the number of city that we have in our data? By the time you click on it, it will tell you that you have 50 cities. Want to see everything. Okay, so we can bring this down a bit. Okay. So you can also ask a lot of questions. So as you're asking the question, you'll be getting your answers. Count of city, you can remove it. Numbers of cities, 50. You can even ask, for instance, states or numbers of states. Those numbers of states, for instance, see, it has given you the count of states. So it is always good for somebody that is not conversant with this data to have this as a guide to ask any question, and the system will throw up the answer for him. So we can also go ahead to format this and give it a kind of a color that is also bright and sweet. So talking about formatting this, and also see if we can embolden this right up. So how do we do that? We go to our format and we'll look at suggestion. Go to suggestion, open on it. So we'll go down and then look at our card. Open up our card and change the color. See, the card is showing us this color. So when you click on the color, you can go to more colors and you put in the number. I want to put in a brown color, so I use FF8A00 and it gives me the color that I desire. And I'll also go to the font. This is 10. I can make it 15, or I can make it 13, and I can also broaden it. So it is at your discretion. It is at your discretion. So after I've done that, I now move out again to see what else again I can do. So our interest is on open up this again, is on the operating profit. Want to see how this profit is being explained. Want to see what is influencing our profit. So we are looking at influencers question. What is influencing our profit? So to do that, we want to have yet another visual. So go to influencer, key influencers. You can see it is located here. And if you come also to the visualization pane, you can also see we have key influencers. Any of them can give you what you want. So when you click on it, it brings out this interaction. So bring it down to key influencers. So what do we do with it? We want to see what is happening to our operating profit. So we click on operating profit. You can either click on it or bring it to this analyze. It is the same thing. So when you click on key influencers, it is now populated here. So we want to see what is influencing this operating profit. So we want to see based on beverage brand. We have different beverage brands from Coca-Cola. So we want to see how are they influencing the profit. Which brand is giving us the profit, or which brand is adding to the profit more than other brands. So when you click on the beverage, so it will come up here. So we can go to focus mode to look at it better. So yes, now at the focus mode you can see that our beverage is influenced more. Now the question is influencers and top segments. What influences operating profit? Now increase. This is what is making it to increase. Beverage brand is Coca-Cola. It will increase our average of production operating profit to increase by 501.3. But and the beverage brand is Dasani water, it will increase by 214. And you can see Coca-Cola, you can see Dasani water, you can see Diet Coke amongst the rest. So you can also click to only show values that are influencers, just these two, or you can remove it. Then you want to see what is decreasing our profit. You go to decrease. Now you see what is decreasing. Now, if the beverage is Fanta, our average profit will decrease by this. So Fanta is not helping the sales. And if the beverage is Sprite, this is it. And if it is Powerbi, this is it. So we can able to see our influence. So we'll leave it at increase, and then we bring it back to our report mode so that we can continue to look at this work. Then even at this, I can still click on this, and it will give me, I can still click on this, what is influencing. Let me go back to focus mode. There's something I want to check here. Okay, it's okay. So in a challenge of space, if I can bring this down a bit, can able to use the map. Okay, because of our limited space, our map is not showing. Now I wanted to get through, but I will not do that now. Leave it now. But the map is there. So this is our key influencer. So we can also continue to so we're able to see our operating profit. Other things can also be seen. We can also look at the sales by state. We want to look at how our sales is going by state, and to do that we are going to use our map. So we click out and we'll go to our map and click on our map. So when you click on your map, you can bring it down. So having this map, you can, I'm trying to resize it to shape. Now you can go to the sales, total sales. Well, first of all, we'll bring in the states to populate our map. So we're bringing in the states to populate our map, and it's showing states here. So the next thing is you bring in your total sales. You want to see our sales per state. And this is our sales per state. So we can also make it dynamic and interactive. We can make it interactive and also make it dynamic. How do we do that? So we come to the format and we'll go to bubbles, because we're seeing that the bubbles are there, but we're not seeing them very clearly as we have wished to. So we go to format and go to bubbles, and then you look for is the auto range of bubbles. First of all, we can increase this size to 15, for instance, to make it bigger. And after we have done that, close this, and then let's go back to this and look at the let's look at this. Okay, the current is okay. So go to general and look at the effects. Okay, we want to get map setting. Let's look at map setting. Yes, so when we go to map setting, we want to have control over the zooming of the map. So we go to zoom button and we on the zoom button. So when we have on the, so if you come here now and you click on the zoom button, it will either zoom in or zoom out as you wish, so that you can see more visuals with respect to what you are doing. So it makes the data more dynamic in nature. So we still go ahead to the general, and want to remove this text so that it doesn't stand on our way. So come to this title, we just put it off. So we just, it is just the map and nothing more. So it makes it dynamic. So after we have done that, we are going to also look at the titles. All these names, we can still change them. So go to the click out. You can click on the Coca-Cola dashboard and go to the style again, go to text, bring it down. You see the name is appearing here. So what name do we want to call this? So we can change the name by, so this one we'll call it Coca-Cola says per state. Say Coca-Cola says, any name you call it is the name it be. A Coca-Cola says per state. Let me put this per capital letter. Then let me change the Coca-Cola to Coca-Cola sales per state. Okay. And also I also go to these two. This is operating profit. Operating profit. So we change it to operating profit. Of Coca-Cola. So this is the operating profit of Coca-Cola and the rest. So we have been able to do this. So what else again are we still looking at? So we want to look at more financial reports so that at a glance we're able to have a view and make interpretation, or at least have an important insight into what is going on. So to do that, we have to use the metrics. We can also use a lot of things. We can use key performance indicators. We can also use a lot of indices. There are plenty of them that will still give you what you are looking for, but we want to see this in this manner. So we come here and we click on our metrics and see metrics. So metrics will allow us to bring in a lot of data at a view. You can glance it. So when we do that, we are looking at beverage. So we'll click on beverage, bring in total sales, bring in unit price sold, bring in price per unit, unit sold, price per unit. I think yes. Put in operating profit and operating margin. So we bring it back on focus to see how it looks like. So we'll have quite a number at a go. So, and we are looking at it from different beverage that we'll have. So we'll go back to our reporting dashboard and we can begin to format this to make it look better and lively. So when we come back to our work here, we can see that we have all of them here. So what do? You can start by maybe repairing the names. All this sum of doesn't make sense to a layman, so you can double click on it and then maybe this will leave it as tutu says. This, double click on this. So as you're changing it here, it's also changing here. So the next one is unit sold. Unit sold. The next one is price per. So this is price per unit, and this is operating profit, and this is operating margin. So I'll be able to do this cleaning first of all Then the next one, we look at the work again and see which unit is best appropriate for what we are doing. We are seeing total sales, we are seeing units sold, and we are seeing all these are in sum. So if they are sum, it may not make sense to look at the price per unit sum of. So I think we should be able to change some of them. We change our price per unit to average price, and also the operating margin to average. So how do we do that? We'll come to the price per unit and you click on it. You see that it is on sum. So you click on average so that you can change it to average. Now it has changed to average. So also go to operating margin and also click on it and change it, and it will come down to operating to average. So after we have done that, we also go ahead to format and then remove some of these numbers that are in decimal. We need to remove them to make the work look better. So we'll go to format. When you go to format, go to your visual. So when you go to visual, you look down on your visual, you see specific column. This column now handles not everything in general but in specifics. So you click on specific column, and when you click on it, come down. Now you are looking at it individually. Total says it has a decimal, so we click on total sale and we look at it. Decimal will put 0. So when we put 0, it will remove the decimal place. Now the next one is operating profit. So we'll go again and search for operating profit. Search for operating profit and change it here to this operating profit. Then you go again to the auto of decimal and click on 0, and it will automatically change. So operating profit has also changed. So what is left now, we are going to, we have also the option of bolding it if you like, but I don't think, I'm not going to bolden it. It will remain the way it is. Going to do that, you go to your value and then make it bold. All of them will become bold. So the next thing we are going to do is we want to add some conditional formatting to our work. The reason is we want to see how some of these activities has been impacting in terms of how their performance has been using a different kind of visuals. So to do that, we come down to our basic visuals again. We want to look at the cells. Can a bit shift it a bit to click also that all of them. So shake it up a bit. So we go to the cells and click on the cells. You see conditional formatting. When you highlight on it, you have a lot of things. Are you changing the background color? Are you font color, data bar icon? So whatever you want to do, you can get it from here. So when you touch on the data bar, you also will be going with this color, but since we have already started using this nice color, it is good we continue with it. So we'll come here and let me see where. Okay, for positive bar, because if we have positive and negative bar, it may have different colors. So for positive bar, we'll go to more color again, and we'll write our FF8A00. It will give us, click OK, it will give us this. So now we can able to see the performance of our profit. We can able to see the performance of our profit. We can also do it for other ones if we so wish, but that is, we want to see our, that is our total sales. We can also put it for our profit too. So go to profit, maybe we use a different color, operating profit, or use the same color. We'll go to conditional formatting, we'll go to data bar, and we'll click on it, and we'll come to color, and we'll go to more colors, and we highlight on it FF8A00, and then click OK. It will also highlight our profit, so we can able to see what is making what profit at a time. So this makes our work very interesting. This makes our work very interesting. So finally, we want to also bring in date factor, because date will give us different values for different periods and make our work truly dynamic. So what do we do? So we go back and then just click outside of this so that it will not be on any of the work already done. Then we go to our slicer and click on our slicer. Slicer has come up, so we take it over here and we resize it. We are resizing our slicer. So after we have done that, we now bring in our date. We have invoice date, and click on the invoice date. It will bring in our date for us. So when we have added date, we need to remove the background. See, it is looking clumsy here. If we are to leave it like this, you see, it will become clumsy for us. So what do we do? Okay, we shift it here and bring it back so that we can able to perform operation on it. Then we bring it back again, keep it here. Then we go to the visual, and we go to format, and we go to visual. So when we go to visual, we go to slide setting. Let's see, the slide setting has what we're looking for. Move away from the want to see the effect. So let's go to value and look at if the effect is contained in the game. So let me check on the general. Okay, the effect is on the general, so we'll go to general and then click on the effect. So when you click on effect, you go to the background and remove it. You don't want background. But when you do that, discover that your work has become dark. So you need to do what? Bring it, at least bring the white colors back so that you're able to see what is written inside. So go back again to visual, and when you go to visual, go to value, and then go to the color, go to color and click on white. Then you can also bolding it so that it can become more visible. I can also increase the size to 11, for instance, so that you can see more. Okay, so after we have done that, you can now be able to okay. So this is our time frame, and we can be able to move it. And when we move this node, the values that are here will all change. The values that are here will all change. I need to increase the space for this so that you can be able to have more diagrams here. Okay, so you can see that as we move along the time frame, the values we have within our board will continue to be altered. The price, the sales, the total amount, the geography, the influencer are all being affected. Let's shift again and see. You see the influencing values are also being affected. The total and everything are also being affected. So this is an interactive dashboard, and it's Coca-Cola sales dashboard. So this is how to create an interactive dashboard and be able to use it to have visuals and have insight as far as data is concerned. And you can see that we have been able to do justice to this. So we're going to stop here today, but before we close, I would also like to, I'll be sending the data for this work so that you can practice on your own. And I also want to show you some of the work that I have done before on this, so that you can be able to see that it is not just this that you can get out of it. So go to file, Coca-Cola cell analysis. We can open it up and see what we have there. Coca-Cola cell analysis. So this is what I was able to do today. We started from the scratch to create a Coca-Cola dashboard. The Coca-Cola says that dashboard that is one, dynamic and interactive. It is dynamic because when you touch on any of the knob here, for instance, the dashboard will change to reflect what you are looking for. So you don't have to start afresh to do anything. It will just give you a new set of values. We're looking at Coca-Cola, we'll look at key influencers, we also look at what do you call it, the question and answer for people that are new, people that are new, that don't know much about the data. You can use that to ask a lot of questions and it will give you answer. So like you can see, we have some things here. I can come here and without looking at anything, I can come here and type total sales. Total. Now when I click on it, it is giving me the total sale 7.72, and the total sale is reflecting what I am doing here. I can also come and write total day to deliver, or total invoice day. Anything you type, your answer will come up. So it is a kind of a question and answer that you leave for your stakeholder or people that need to see, for them to have a closer view of what we are doing.